start that whole thing over. That was terrible. Welcome to the Nuff Said podcast. We're talking season 4, episode 13 of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Boom! See?
Scary.
Yeah.
That was the title. That's right. Oh, yes.
And it had special effects here. I did that.
There was a boom also on the show.
Yes, there was. So I'm Rob Southgate. With me is...
I'm Alil Kunica.
Hey, Lil.
Hey, Rob. Okay. I'm back. I wasn't here last week.
No, that's right. Backstreet's back again.
It's back all right. You got it wrong. Backstreet's back all right.
Yeah, like I listen to that.
I'm sure you do. I do. I like the Backstreet Boys.
I know you do.
Love 90s boy bands.
All right.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right.
I'm comfortable with who I am, Rob.
Well, I'm comfortable with who I am, too.
Are you, though?
I just don't really care for the music, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun music.
It's fun. Hey, I just noticed something else here, too, when I opened up. I can talk to you about that later. We're doing a show right now, Alil.
Are we?
I did miss having you here last week. This was
we're doing a show?
This was the first time in a long time that Enough Said's been done without either you or Jack. So it was kind of strange. I almost bailed on you tonight and thought, you know what? You should have to find somebody to do tonight with. Take that.
Nobody I know watches the show.
Yeah.
They all hate the show. So.
Well, they're wrong. They're wrong. I think the last couple have been really good. I loved last week's. I thought that was excellent.
Last week's was good. This week's kind of...
This was a filler.
Yeah, I mean, there was things that happened, and I guess let's just get into it. I'm like Nadir's story being done like this, like after having so much of her involved in this first half, or this, I don't know, this inhuman part.
Yeah,
just kind of was. I don't know. I wanted something better for her. Did I want her to turn into an inhuman? No.
No, you know what? I'm really glad. The way that happened, I was really glad about. And I actually have not been a fan of Nadir at all. So I don't mind Nadir being written off, but it was kind of cheap. I mean, I don't know. It feels like that character was just wasting our time.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
just like her brother. I was thinking about this during this episode. The brother, they do that whole build-up. Oh, he's in the cocoon, and oh, he's an inhuman.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's lots of stuff going on here that they could have played with this character more.
Right.
And right now, I don't care about the Superior. Like,
Superior is that Russian guy, right?
Yeah, and
see, that's what I was confused about last week. And they're like, no, Kenneth and Phil were on, and they're like, no, man, that's the Superior. He's not the big bad I was hoping for. I want his boss to be the Superior. That's who I want, but that's not what's going on here.
Wait, who's boss?
I want that Russian guy's boss to be the Superior.
Have we seen the Russian guy's boss?
No, I think the Russian guy is the Superior. He doesn't have a boss.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a boss. Okay,
so
you wanted somebody else.
Right.
You wanted another layer. I think I would be even more mad if there was another.
No, because what if you find out that other layer is something like the Red Skull? You know? And you're like, oh my gosh.
But it's not.
But all they do is a shot. All they do is the Larry David thing. You know, when he was I can't think of his name from the Yankees. When he was Steinbrenner. So it's just a shot of the Red Skull from the back.
Yeah, but
that'd be awesome.
But they're not doing that kind of stuff.
I hate those Inhumans. I want those. Wait. You know, it's more like this. You're gonna get a shot of my bald spot. I don't like those Inhumans. I like my chicken spicy.
George likes his chicken spicy. All right. Yeah, but see, the thing is this show has proven time and time again that they'll never do that, and it's
not until we take it over.
Like, yeah. I kind of.
It won't be what we really want. It'll be like terrible in jokes.
Well, that's the thing too. It'll be totally fanfic. Us just being like, oh, let's throw this guy, and everybody will know who he is. And the only person out there who knows who that character is Charlie.
Charlie would be like, finally, a show that speaks to me.
It's just like I see this stuff, and like the LMD stuff is cool. You know, I like the Radcliffe angle here.
See, now it's funny you say that because I keep flip-flopping on the Radcliffe thing. I like it. Tonight, didn't really do anything for me.
No, I mean it gave you a little more reason into why.
It did, but that's all muddy. It's better if you just go, he read the Darkhold and it made him nuts. And then you've got this backstory. So when he goes and he gets he gets this whatever her name is, Alex or whatever, he goes and gets her. It should have just been, I've solved it, and then what he solved is, read this book and we live forever. And then she turns into one of those ghost things, and it's like, oh, okay, this makes sense. But this, he's going to put her in this framework. I would have much rather had them download her brain and put it in Ada.
Well, that's what I thought that they were going to do.
But instead, she's just like trapped in The Sims.
Yeah.
Hey, pro tip, if you get a clown in The Sims, put him in the pool, take the ladder out. It kills him.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever played The Sims.
Really? Martha used to play it like crazy. I played it some. There's only so much like, oh, I'm going to put a couch here and I'm going to put a fireplace. I don't really like that stuff. So I was okay. I liked it, but it got more interesting to me when there were like some characters. But yeah, if you'll like randomly get a clown following you around, and it's awful. So the way you get rid of him is you go to the pool, he follows you in the pool, you climb out, and before he can climb out, you take the ladder out, and he drowns.
I mean, is it like it? Like, is it?
No, it's just a clown.
Pennywise?
Just a clown. I would say it was Pennywise, sure. Just a random clown. He makes balloon animals and stuff, but he's annoying. And you know, the best thing is, now we stopped playing at some point, but in one of the incarnations, then they started adding, if you killed a character or if your character got killed, they would come back as a ghost, like randomly. So then you're playing the game and randomly a clown ghost would show up.
Huh.
Now I'm interested.
Huh. Okay.
I like my chicken spicy. So anyway, Alil.
Okay, Rob.
I was disappointed with that part of the storyline. I would have much preferred it tie into the Darkhold. I don't feel like he's crazy enough. I think that it was all right to have Radcliffe do this flip. Okay, you're going to use this as he's going to be your bad. I like that. I see. I think what's happened is the first part of this half of the season had a lot of promise for me, where Radcliffe seemed to be going nuts because of the Darkhold, and we had this superior looming. And now this Russian guy is the superior. Okay, so he's just a big guy. Okay. Radcliffe, his motivation was because he loved this woman who hates him, and she has a brain tumor, and it's like, okay, but then it had nothing to do with the Darkhold. It had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Other than the one guy read one page of it and was like, it told me your name. Okay. So now this guy is coming after Coulson, this Russian guy. The superior is coming after Coulson. I don't get that either. Like, okay, so he hates Inhumans, but Coulson's not an Inhuman, and he doesn't fit the criteria. Other than he's come back from the dead, but they also know that these are government agencies. You don't know if that guy really died. You don't know anything. So to me, that just seems a little muddy. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know what though? I mean, here I'm disappointed in a lot. Like, I'm still disappointed in this whole May thing. I mean, isn't this like, it feels like it's the second season she's in the sidelines.
Yeah, right.
Maybe even a third.
We had those little glimpses this season where she came out of this coma and she got to fight a little bit. And I was like, all right, finally, because May fighting is one of the highlights of the show. And they've kind of dropped that. So,
well, that and the director, like his whole story arc, like it went from this big deal. Die. Yeah, it went from this big deal to nothing. Like, yeah, exactly. Like it feels like he's gone. Like he is.
It does. Although, the only thing that could make this work, I feel like we're on a collision course for he's going to die. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that would make it work is if it turns out that he can't, that suit is keeping him alive.
But you see it that it's off of him.
Right.
You see it in the next week's promo that he's like shirtless and all bloodied up. So like the Russian at that point probably figured out he's not an Inhuman.
Right, exactly. But I would like to see, I like the director. I like Mace on here. And I don't even mind how he's, kind of sidelined. So Coulson is kind of running the show, but we're not really even seeing that. Like, there just seems to be a lot of kind of mud going on here. And they could fix these things pretty easily. I just think that we came back from the break and it was strong. And then 4 episodes later, I'm losing interest
losing
because
again. Yeah,
they're taking all the interesting things away from us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And
I did
really don't know.
I did like that the guy turned into an Inhuman. That was surprising to me. When that Terrigen mist went off, I thought for sure, like, I was even thinking like she might turn into an Inhuman, or like her bodyguards might turn into Inhumans. Like it might go like nuts like that. The fact that it was him, very surprising. But now, wasn't that guy one of the watchdogs?
Yeah, he was like their main watchdog.
But they kind of acted like they kind of stopped referring to that. I would rather see those watchdogs hanging around, and they're there, but they're not being the watchdogs. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just kind of feels like it's lost its way a little bit.
Well, I mean,
it's spending a lot of time laying groundwork that I don't care about. I want the groundwork you started laying to be blossoming now and leading to something.
Yeah,
and definitely not him dying. That is not what I want to see. I wouldn't mind if May died, but her brain was left in the LMD and the LMD took her place. I would not mind that.
But what's the point of doing that? Just so you can see Fitz coming with a can of WD-40 and oiling her up. I mean, it's like, to me that's pointless. And it continues to diminish Melinda May, who
it does, who's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, she had a great arc in the first season with her and Brett Dalton when they were,
yes,
the lovers and not and all this kind of stuff.
Well, once again, she is one of the highlights of the show. When she's on,
yeah, but they don't treat her like it. They really don't.
But when she's Agent May and she's the cavalry, okay, so they played out the cavalry thing a little too much in the beginning. Then they showed us the story. It was strong. I don't even mind what they've done with it this season. I like that they've gone back to it. But they also had her be the cavalry. She would show up. She would kick butt. There were always exciting action scenes. You remember that scene where where they were on the train and she like pulled the ripcord and blew off the train? It was amazing.
Yeah.
That's all like
again gone. She does good stuff.
Yeah. Now our action
not enough.
Now our action is Daisy walks in and goes, that's it. It's like, and I like Quake. I like that, but give me more on those, or go back to what we've said. Make it a spy show at its heart, with this other stuff being featured week to week. But the spy show where May is a spy, where Coulson is essentially a spy, director of spies, and Fitz and Simmons are Q. And I think you'll have a much stronger thing of a spy show in this universe where these Inhumans that are. But instead, we're getting this like kind of half superhero thing going on. Like,
well, that's the thing here. Like, it seems like this is supposed to, and this is the other thing that irked me about this episode. And it was Coulson's, which I get. I mean, and he's been like that for all of his team members. But the extra over-the-topness of him for May, when most of his little lovey-dovey back and forth with May was with the LMD, not May. And
right, even the kiss.
Yeah, and it just doesn't fit here. Like, especially we've just got, she just lost her ex-husband, who she was, who basically sidelined her for an entire season. You know, that whole thing. I can't. What the heck is his name?
I can't remember.
His Inhuman name.
Slash.
I couldn't. Yeah, Slash. Whatever. Yeah, I keep wanting to say Slash from
Guns N' Roses
or Turtles too. I think that was the turtle name. But it's just. It just didn't seem to fit. And then like this whole Russian guy going after Coulson now.
Yeah.
He blames Coulson for everything. Coulson's the reason for this human thing.
I know.
What is it? Like this guy, like if you wanted to tie in, make him tied into to what's his face from Iron Man 2. Make him one of
Ivan,
a relative
whatever.
of him, and like that's a reason. It was Coulson and S.H.I.E.L.D.
I do have a couple of questions. They made reference to Avengers, how he got poked with the Loki pokey.
Again, yes.
Again, right. The reference to when Coulson said the thing about, hey, at least I didn't, open a portal and let a demon in. That was a Doctor Strange reference, right?
No.
What was it a reference to?
He didn't say I didn't. He's like, this time. They're talking about Brett Dalton and Hive.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, that's what they.
I want them to tie into the other stuff. Okay,
if they're not tying in, I mean, besides the poking with the stick thing and season 1 of S.H.I.E.L.D., like every other tie-in has been really, really weak. They had
they mentioned Ultron.
You drop a name, you say, S.H.I.E.L.D. this, or you say Agent Carter that, or the Accords. You drop those tie-ins, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that's right. This is part of it."
Yeah.
Or like they said, to the director, "Well, you won't be Captain America, or because he
right,
can't take the serum." But
yeah,
it just I don't know.
And he definitely wasn't. I mean, he ran up and he stopped a truck.
He barely.
It didn't look like they were just stopping. Like, hey, we didn't run the guy over. We better stop. It didn't look like he was stopping the truck.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That was a little weak. And then, of course, all the cars conveniently pull in just in the right way, and the guys jump out with cattle prods. I'm like, come on. Come on.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Cap took a bunch of those and still beat that elevator full of guys.
Yeah, and that was what they were alluding to. You were supposed to see that they made the Captain America reference. They did this. And if they're throwing us a bone because he's the Patriot, those are really weak bones. Those are greenies. If you're a dog, the greenie's a treat. You want a bone with some steak on it. Big difference.
Yeah. They need a big pig. I don't know what a greenie is.
You're a greenie guy or a milk bone guy? Which one are you?
I don't know what either mean, so I've never had a dog.
No?
I'm not a dog guy.
You look like a guy that might have tried a dog bone once. Just to try it.
Why would I try a dog bone?
Why not? I look like a guy that might have tried one once.
Well,
I'm just saying.
That's you. Not this guy.
No.
No, so I mean I guess what we need here is we need that payoff. Like they need to earn the end of this season.
Yeah.
And if they don't, you're gonna see a lot of people jumping ship.
Yeah.
They gain some viewership.
Ghost Rider gained some,
exactly.
And I think the beginning of this with the LMD thing was surprisingly solid. But I mean, when I say surprising, I enjoy the show, so I was really like, "Wow, this is actually even better than I was expecting." And I see those moments here, but like this was the wrong week to kind of do filler. And I know they think they moved the story forward. They didn't.
Well, especially with Legion starting tonight. We'll see where that goes.
That's tonight? Yeah, that's getting excellent reviews. I'm going to have to check that out. The guy who is showrunner on that is also the showrunner, I believe, on Fargo. Have you ever watched Fargo?
I saw a couple of episodes of season 1. It just, not that I didn't want to watch it, it's just the time.
Yeah, when you have time, you got to do both seasons. It is one of the finest things on TV.
Is it coming back for season 3?
Of course. Yep. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, and the second season of it is like it's a different time period. It's a completely different story. There are ties to the first season. and you realize those as it goes on. But that's not spoiling anything. There's just some ties. They know how to do it. Like, when you watch that and the ties are revealed, they're few and far between. They're subtle, but as a viewer, you go, "Oh my gosh! Like, that's this!" You get so excited. That's what they don't do here. They use lines of dialogue that are almost like a wink, and it doesn't do it for me. If you're going to do it, if you're going to be subtle, be real subtle, but make sure you're populating the same universe. That's what Fargo really does. It is populating the same universe.
And that's a good thing. I mean,
yeah, it really is.
And that's what I'm wondering, like, we've seen a lot of stuff that DC has done well with the CW shows. And they're populating, they're doing that with their universe.
They got Black Lightning coming too.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I wonder if that's going to be on Fox though. So I don't know if that's.
Oh, it is. I thought it was on CW.
No, I believe it's on Fox.
You're all into DC. See, I don't really pay attention.
I am. What are you talking about? Come on. No, but it's going to be on Fox, and I'm curious though. I'm curious to see how Legion does, and if they go. I doubt we're going to see a lot of mutants because they're looking
No, you're
at.
not. But
they're looking at an X-Men mutant show, but are we going to see something good? Are we going to see some good storytelling? See, I think the problem here is I think this show would be great if they weren't trying to tie it into the bigger universe. If they were leaving it on its own, I would be happy with it. I would enjoy it. But the thing is,
but they're also misdirecting it. That's why we keep saying if you focused it needs a refocusing.
Yeah.
And I actually agree and disagree with you. It's not far enough either way. Either ignore the bigger universe. You can let it be in the same universe, just ignore it like they do with like Daredevil. Okay? Daredevil, those shows, you get the feeling it's in the same universe, but it's a poster in the background. It's little things, and you go, okay, same universe, I can dig it. And they tell their story.
Yeah.
Here, they either need to be that subtle, or we need to have, these guys, they have them under contract. Have Anthony Mackie show up in an episode. Have Paul Rudd walk in. They could do it. They don't even have to do the effects.
Well, I mean, and if that was the case, I mean, we've heard in the past, Downey saying he wanted to be a part of it and all this stuff, but yet, nobody's reaching out or doing whatever, and I just don't get it.
I have a feeling that he can say all he wants, but as soon as his agents get the call, they go, all right, we need your entire budget for one season to pay for Mr. Downey Jr.
I don't know. I mean,
But for him, you know what? I believe actually that he would do it because it strengthens his brand. His brand is Iron Man. And the fact that he keeps negotiating and staying in there, but he is the brand.
Right.
And doing a show like this strengthens his brand. He pulls in 1 million people, every minute, everywhere he goes. Nothing wrong with him showing up on here and reaching a different audience. It is a different audience. The TV audience is different. There's a lot of crossover, but it's different.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Reaching a wider audience by getting in there and doing that. So it's just like when people don't guest on podcasts. I'm not joking about that. When you get the people that are like, oh, well, what's your listenership? And I'm not interested in doing it. Well, yeah, but you're being short-sighted. Number one, if we've got 200 fans that are about a show about, we'll use this one, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that is 200 people that are absolute fans of what you do. Those are your fan base. And if you're not getting in there, you're not reaching them in a personal way, which is what the whole game is now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going on my soapbox about podcasts. I'm just going, I think that TV has the same stigma. And I think that they need to understand that whether the celebrity knows it, their agents know it, or it's the TV side of it knows it, there is a lot that can be done from a marketing standpoint to tie these people in, to build their brands and build the brand of the show.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, I'm off my soapbox. Back to fart sounds.
Oh,
I can't do it.
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to do it with my mouth, and even with the headphones on, it's really hard to do. So, all right. What didn't we talk about? We didn't talk about the show at all. What didn't we talk about?
Well, we did. I mean, we talked about Radcliffe.
So,
we talked about,
we see that May's head is moving, so she's still thinking. She's going to find her way out of this thing. The girl died, but now she's trapped in the Matrix. And they're going to let it die. They're not going to bring her back through Ada. Ada is having self-realization. So Ada is going to become the LMD Ada that we are expecting, that ends up in Canada. What else are we missing there? Phil is lovelorn, which is kind of strange.
Kind of weak. I mean,
yeah, it's kind of weak. I don't know. The Fitz and Simmons scene was good. I like when Fitz,
when she yelled at him.
And she yelled at him. That was actually really good. I don't want any more of this. Will they? Won't they? Are they together? Are they not together?
Well, I don't think they're doing that anymore. I mean, I think that
did they do it even last week?
No, that scene right there showed you like that their relationship is fine.
Good. That's what I need.
Yeah, that's how I took it. I took that as
yeah. You know what? I think maybe what we're reacting to might be the Joss Whedon effect. And what I mean by that is this show, if you look at the very beginning, it had a lot, and even though I know he was just an executive producer and he only was dealt with the first episode, right? The way it was set up was very much like Firefly. It reminded me a lot of Firefly, of that dynamic. And what works about that is the way he writes this ensemble where everybody has distinct things, there's distinct stories going on, and then there's an overarching story, and it works. And that's been the thing people have always said about Joss Whedon. He writes these ensemble things so well, and he directs them so well. Everybody gets their moment, doesn't feel forced, everything's organic. That's not happening here. I think it was set up that way, and the reason we're reacting this way is we're not getting that. And I think they really need that. I think they need a showrunner who can deliver that and that has a vision. If we had a showrunner that had a vision behind this, and I'm not criticizing these guys. I know they're trying. They're obviously trying. They're trying different things, and some of it works real well and some of it doesn't. But it might be too many cooks, or it might be that we need a showrunner like a Joss Whedon who could go, they're going to listen to me. And maybe it's because it's ABC. They won't let that happen too. I don't know. Although they let it happen on Once Upon a Time. The showrunners there have a lot of control.
Yeah, but it's different. I mean, this has got the bigger universe than Once Upon a Time.
Are you sure?
It's more tied in. There's billions of dollars.
Oh, you're talking that, yeah.
Because even though it's under two separate heads here, the TV and the movie universes, it's still Marvel. You've got a comic brand, you've got the movies, you've got it all, and it's all a big deal. It's a huge deal.
I do think that they could do more with this imprint. That's all I'm saying. I think that they could do more. And once again, I go back. I'm going to keep beating this drum. Make it a superhero spy show. Focus on those characters and let the others be really interesting peripheral characters. Even Daisy. Do an episode here and there that features Daisy, but the overall crux of your show is May and the spy thing. And that's really what they set us up for in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. Are we done?
Sure.
Okay. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, let's end it on this one. Boom. We're done.
All right.
Hello. Give your social media.
You can follow me on Twitter at the League of Geeks podcast, and that's Geeks with a Z, and that's at LOGEEKZ.
And when are you going to be doing your live show?
We're actually doing it, if I can hopefully get everything working, this Saturday, because we're celebrating our 3-year anniversary.
And what time will that be? Give them the ups.
Okay, it'll be at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time on Saturday the 11th. Saturday. It's the Saturday, February 11th. This Saturday at 10
p.m. Go to the League of Geeks YouTube page. It should be live streaming there.
And and hopefully that will have a bunch of giveaways. We're going to be giving out some toys, some art prints. We're going to be announcing 2 nice Entertainment Earth giveaways.
Wow!
And plus doing our show, and it's a thank you to all our listeners, because we've 150 episodes, 3 years. It's been a lot of love and a lot of hard work. So we wanted to thank everybody who listened, everybody who help support us and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, sweet. Well, everybody, if you don't listen to League of Geeks, you're wrong. It's a good show. Follow them on Twitter, follow them on Facebook, and definitely check out that live thing and chat with them. They'll have the chat room open. Make fun of Alil. That's really all I want to do on Saturday night.
Most people do.
You can follow this show at Nuff Said Podcast on Twitter. We also have an Instagram page that is doing pretty well. We've got a lot of activity there for some reason. Facebook page, where we always try to get the latest news and stuff on there, and a few comments and polls and things on there sometimes. And we have a YouTube channel, the Nuff Said Universe. We don't have very many subscribers yet because we haven't done a lot to promote it. But if you're a fan of the show, get over there, subscribe, show us that there's a reason for us to keep doing that. We have a show on there, the Mighty Nuff Said Reading Club, that is exclusive to YouTube. Phil and I review comic books on there. It's a lot of fun. And what else? We have a Patreon page too, and we did get a Patreon. We're back on track. We need more. We need more. So go to Patreon and just look up Nuff Said Podcast, or follow the link in the show notes and support us. We could really use it. It really helps, and it helps get cool equipment like, well, if you guys saw the beginning of the show, I was showing some of the equipment that's going on here. We've been doing a lot of upgrades, trying to make this show better and better. If I could turn the camera around in on itself, you'd see there's a better camera now, too. Yeah, man. So, snazzy. I think that's it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Alil, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, you talked right over it.
Nuff said.
Nuff said.